You're listening to the right show. This is the Innovation Divas on TogiNet Radio. And now, let's return to your Innovation Divas, Melinda Knight and Deanna Cohen.
Well, welcome back. I am so excited, and we are so excited to have Monica Strang, the author of Starburst Juju, and on the show today. Welcome, Monica. You there, Monica?
Hi, Deanna and Melinda. Thank
Hello,
you for having me on the show.
Oh, thank you for being on. We're so happy to have you. Finally, we got it worked out. Sometimes it's tough with the different time zones trying to figure out when to when the show is. So so we're excited that we all the planets aligned and you were able to come on. So what I'm really interested to find out. I mean, you're a web developer and you became an author. What brought you to that process? Did you always like writing?
Yeah, I've always enjoyed writing, and it's always just been kind of a hobby of mine. So, I do web development as my job, and just, my side hobby is writing. And I've always kind of been terrified of having people read my work. As you can imagine, you kind of put yourself out there, but I was writing, this story, and it was just so fun and magical that I thought, you know what, I think others might enjoy this. So I kind of, put it out there and was able to find a publisher, which was great.
Isn't that one of the hardest things? We hear, from authors all the time that end up deciding just to self-publish. How did you go about doing that?
Well, it wasn't easy, to be honest with you. I actually tried to get an agent first, which is very difficult. I sent the manuscript out and got a ton of rejections, as you can imagine, and so, but it was good for me actually because I wasn't ready at that time, So I went back and I revised the manuscript and I made it better. And I sent it out again, and again I got a bunch of rejections, which was fine, actually, because I was able to go back and actually make the story better and better and better. And so I was reading somewhere that if you can't find an agent, because it's so hard to do, is to look at small publishing companies. And so that's what I did. I researched small publishing companies and found one that I just loved. They are Pants on Fire Press. They're a children's book publisher based in Florida. And what I loved about them is that they embrace the Disney way to publish stories that are entertaining and magical. So I thought it would be a good fit for them. So I sent the manuscript to them, and they ended up signing a contract with me, which was wonderful.
Wow, very, very cool. And so, did Debbie Glickman and I interview you already from our from the Believe in Your Fairy Tale show? Is this your first book?
I heard you say that before the break, and actually that wasn't me, so it must have been another
funny because there's another woman with a product called Juju, something with Juju in it. So that's why it sounded familiar, even though your name didn't, the Juju part did. So why don't, instead of worrying about that, why don't we talk a little bit about your background and or the story itself and what inspired you to write about it?
Well, it's a sci-fi fantasy novel. It's about a typical teen girl named Pepper, and she actually witnesses the abduction of her parents by these aliens. And after narrowly escaping these aliens herself, she now wanted to solve the mystery behind her parents' involvement with these annual alien abductions. And so she travels to different planets, and along the way she discovers her own hidden talents, and she creates relationships with new friends. So it's a great book, I think, for both teens and tweens. And actually I just found out that it's going to be part of the AR, or Accelerated Reader Program. So students will be able to get reading points when they take the quiz about the Starburst Juju. And I don't really know where the inspiration came. I just kind of started writing it, and things, there's so much in my head. It's ridiculous. And sometimes I can't sleep until I write it all out. So so I'll wake up in the middle of the night and just have something in my head and say, I have to write this out. I can't sleep until I have it down on paper. So, a lot of it was that, where I just couldn't sleep.
Well, and were you into science fiction when you were young too?
I did read a lot while I was a kid. Probably the first science fiction book I read was, and I can't think of the name of it, A Wrinkle in Time. So, and I just loved it. And, that kind of stuck with me. And that one, it's funny because that one is also about, I think her dad gets taken or something. This is a little different, but it kind of bases along the same thing where, their parents are taken and they're trying to find out what happened and trying to get them back. But yeah, I did read a lot as a kid. Probably my favorite book was the Ramona series by Beverly Cleary. And so I kind of took Ramona with me. Yeah, I considered her as one of my friends,
Oh, that's so great. And I want to toot your horn because I'm kind of a big fan of Amazon. And I think it's a great way for people to rate, their experiences and your, a 5-star rating, lots of customer reviews. And we even on our radio show page, there's some nice comments of people who, loved your book, couldn't put it down. I mean, really, people love this book. So I was really impressed. Really, I'm glad you found us, and it's just so exciting because and it can be you have Kindle download too. So if you have Kindles out there, it's a immediate download, great for the holidays, great read for the holidays. So really exciting.
And what would you say?
And actually, a percentage. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead, please. The more you talk, the less my throat.
I was just going to say, a percentage of the books actually goes to an organization called Book Trust, and they purchase books for kids from low-income families. And what I liked about them is that they let the kids choose the books themselves instead of, finding something for them. I have a daughter who's 7, and she's not really into, like, Barbies or anything, but she loves animals. So if somebody just chose a Barbie book for her, she would be happy. She would love it. But if somebody chose like a puppy, or if she was able to choose like a doggy book for herself, it would mean so much more to her, and she would enjoy it so much more. So I like that they let the kids choose the books themselves, and they've helped children choose, I think, over 2.6 million books or something. So they've really helped out. They help out kids all throughout the nation. So they're a good organization.
That's so wonderful. Yeah, we love supporting products, especially when, it supports a worthy cause. So we love sharing that. So thank you for that.
And what are the ages for the book? What age will read your book?
It's a young adult novel, but it's appropriate for tweens to middle graders. So anybody middle grade, any young adult, I've had kids as young as 9 read it and enjoy it. And so actually one of my first fans is a 9-year-old boy named Noah, and I just love him. He has lots of questions, and he's been enjoying the book. So it's been fun.
I could see my son, he's 9, almost 10. I could see him really liking this. He's a big reader. He loves reading, and this is like right up his alley. So
I'm going to have to get this for I have a almost 13-year-old who definitely loves books like this. So this might be up his alley too. Mm-hmm. You might have 2 readers right away.
Two fans. That's great.
Yay.
Well, we're so glad that we could share your book, and it's just a fantastic story and relevant to, our community. We like to support anybody who's, creating and developing and going through the process. I think it's important to, Yeah, I'm glad you shared some of the struggles that maybe you had had and what solution you found. Because in any situation, if there's women out there that, do have those stories in their heads and they don't, or they're writing it down, they don't know how, what process to go through, that was really a great solution that you found for yourself. That's really important for others who are, also wanting to be authors and can learn from your experience. So thank you for that.
Yeah, it was definitely a learning experience for me. Yes.
Yeah, I bet. And getting over those obstacles is sometimes the best way, and you become stronger and do better after that. So I'm glad that you were able to overcome that and now have a fabulous, fabulous book out there for preteens and teens. So, and is Amazon the best place to go download or to purchase the book?
Yeah, you can go to Amazon. It's actually also on Barnes & Noble. It's and on iTunes or iBooks.
Wonderful, wonderful. And so we'll and we're going to have this podcast up. All of our shows are recorded, so people will be able to hear this long after the show airs. So that's great, and hopefully people can download. Since it's able to be downloaded, you can get it before the holidays, and people are buying Kindles and getting that. So so it's a great gift for your preteen and teen too for the holidays, getting them reading and dreaming. So thank you so much, Monica, for being on the show.